Hello to all our preschool and elementary kids and families. If we haven't met, my name is Rachel, and this is my friend Ann Morgan.
Hello, friends.
This month, we want to introduce a very special question. What's God like?
Wow, that sounds like a very important question. Maybe one that you can talk about as you and your family gather and eat a meal together.
Agreed. This week, I want to share an answer that we see as part of today's Bible story. What's God like? God's in control. Let's all say it together. What's God like? God's in control. Great job.
The Bible is made up of lots of little stories adding up to one great big story. Today's Bible story comes from the book of Habakkuk in the Old Testament. If you're looking for it, it's about 5 books before the end of the Old Testament and the beginning of the New Testament. All of the Bible is God's word and is true. Remember, we have been learning that God's people were split into 2 kingdoms. The northern kingdom had already been destroyed, and we heard last week how the southern kingdom of Judah had continued to disobey God. God punished them for breaking all the rules. God's prophet Jeremiah told them about a better covenant or agreement in which he would give his people new hearts. Today's story is about another prophet. Habakkuk wrote this book about 600 years before Jesus was born. Can you count to 600 with me? 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can tell I'm used to working with the preschool age kids. This might take a little bit longer than I anticipated. How about let's hear today what the story's all about.
Habakkuk the prophet prayed to God. How long, O Lord, he prayed, how long will I cry to you for help and you do not hear me? Habakkuk had told God all about the violence that was happening in Judah, but nothing seemed to change. Why do you let bad things happen? People are fighting and stealing. The bad guys always win, Habakkuk said. God was listening. He knew what was happening. God answered, watch. I am doing something amazing. Something you wouldn't believe if I told you. Then God told Habakkuk what was going to happen. God was raising up enemies, the mighty Babylonians. No one could stand in their way. Their army would be strong and fast, like hungry eagles that swoop from the sky to catch their little mice in the field. The Babylonians were going to come and make God's people prisoners.
Would this really happen? Habakkuk wanted the evil in Judah to stop. But the people of Babylon were evil too. Why do it this way, Lord? Habakkuk asked. God answered, I'm going to show you what will happen. Be patient and wait for it. If you are righteous, you will live by faith. It may seem like evil people are winning now, but they won't win in the end. God knows how to deal with evil people like the Babylonians. He promised Habakkuk that the people's captivity in Babylon wouldn't last forever. God was going to bring his people back to their land. Habakkuk prayed. People had forgotten about God. They didn't care about sin. They didn't pray. Habakkuk wanted that to change. He wanted people to wake up, to love God and hate sin. You have done so many amazing, powerful things. Please do it again so everyone will know you. Be merciful to us, Habakkuk said.
Habakkuk praised God for his power. The Babylonians were going to come, and life for the people of Judah would be very hard for a while. But Habakkuk had faith, and he would wait for the day when God would rescue his people from the Babylonians. Finally, Habakkuk said, even if the trees and vines do not produce any fruit, even if nothing grows in the fields, and even if there are no sheep in the pens and no cattle in the barns, I will be glad because of the Lord. I will rejoice in God who saves.
Habakkuk told God all he was thinking and feeling. God didn't answer all of Habakkuk's questions. Instead, he reminded Habakkuk that God's people must live by faith. Habakkuk learned to have faith and trust God. We may not understand why certain things happen, but we can trust God because he knows exactly why everything happens the way it does. He is in control of all things, and he is good.